What's good, everyone? It's your boy Salos back again with another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Oh, I am so sorry, guys. That's such a force of habit. This is not a Fire Emblem Heroes video. Well, there is some Fire Emblem Heroes in there somewhere, but this is. I'm keeping that in, by the way. I'm not deleting that. But this is something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while now, because it's something that one of my old favorite YouTubers used to do. Who he might be a king or a fallen nation, you might say, who ruled with a Gengar by his side. If you know who I'm talking about, then you know. But yeah, one thing that he used to always do that I really admired is that after every single project he did, project meaning anything like in terms of his current Let's Plays or streams, or whenever a chapter on his channel ended, he would take the time to readjourn and readdress everything going on with the channel, where his plans were, and just kind of organize his thoughts and get the message across to his viewers where he was planning to take his channel. And I really think that that's a really good practice to do, because you guys know that my backlog is an absolute mess. I'm not talking about video games. I was talking about my backlog in general, in terms of videos and everything I'm trying to organize with videos I've said that I'm going to make. I might have passively made remarks to them in the past, or y'all might just be wondering. I've gotten so many random requests saying, "Hey, Salos, remember when you mentioned this way back here? Is that still being worked on? Are you still going to work on that?" So all this to say is I need to get organized. I'm not just talking about just in terms of my videos. I'm getting organized in real life as well. I just got, my roommate just moved out, so I'm officially living by myself. So I'm having to readjust to having my own space, having to maintain without an extra set of hands to help around the house. So just while I'm just reorganizing and reaffirming things in my life, I figured that why not do the same thing with YouTube? So I have a list in front of me. This isn't a scripted video, but I do have a list of talking points that I want to go through. And I want to kind of walk you guys through what my 2022 for my Instagram and my YouTube page is going to look like. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to be looking at my Elite Four run. Hopefully I have enough footage to last the whole segment of this. If not, then I might just use some more stock footage of something of me, maybe Legends Arceus or something. But you guys can, from here on out, at the end of every major video game I play. So we just finished Pokemon Legends Arceus. So when we finish BDSP, which we're very close to, so we'll probably have another update video relatively soon. When BDSP comes to a conclusion, I'll come back, I'll make another discussion video, I'll haul the breaks and just readjourn with all of you and just show what's been changed and how the plan is looking, because we're on a schedule now, because there's been a lot dropped, there's been a lot revealed, and I'm just going to start going down the list, because if I keep rambling, we've been going 3 minutes now, I haven't even got to the meat of the video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just talk about where I want to. So if you guys want to just put this on the background while you're shiny hunting, while you're doing chores around the house, while you're working out the gym, whatever you do in your daily lives, just think of this as like just something to just keep on in the background, okay? So let's get started. So like I just said, we just finished playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, and initially my goal was that I did record a discussion post at the end of the Legends Arceus, but for some reason I just have no idea where the audio went. So that's why I'm redoing it again. But we just finished our second rematch with Cynthia. So we have one more rematch with Cynthia and a couple of other things in BDSP I want to showcase off. But we're not completely done with BDSP just yet. I don't want to quite say what is left in the game, because I feel like they're not very obvious things. It's very easy to miss and glance over, but it's kind of like just those things are like, that was a really cool, that was a really cool feature. I just want to showcase those type of things. So we're not quite done with BDSP. Legends Arceus came out, but initially I was getting on this track record to free up my backlog, because it's become a running joke now. Yes, I have purchased Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I forgot what I promised you guys something. I said if you guys did something, then I'd go ahead and buy TMS So I remember I kept having a dream of, I'll probably put the clip on screen too, but it was of, I think Tsubasa, I think that's her name, but it was either Tsubasa or the Thargistan, Kira, I think is her name, but it was one of those two. But I kept having this dream of them singing Kuwasita Ashibachika, whatever that song is, but I kept having a dream of that over and over again. I'm like, is this a sign to play TMS? So that's where the TMS meme came from, and I posted on my story so long ago, and you guys screenshotted it too, that I have this game, but I have so many games in my backlog. I cannot say I have so many games that I've started and I just haven't finished. So I'm getting on track. I'm getting on a plan to actually finish all these backlog games so I can get to TMS. So here's the goal, okay? So that was the initial goal, right? But as you guys we'll get to this later on in the video, but a certain Nintendo Direct dropped, and there have been quite a few games that have piqued my interest. Main one being Gen 9 got leaked, right? Not leaked. Gen 9 got dropped in that Nintendo Direct. So we have until November now to get through all of these games that are on my backlog. You guys are going to see just how absurd my backlog actually is. So now we're on a window. We make it to TMS, but that was the goal. But now the goal is to be done by Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I am getting Pokemon Scarlet, by the way, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So here is my plan on how we're going to do that, okay? So like I said, we're going to wrap up BDSP. It's not very long. I'm probably project that we'll probably be on BDSP for another 3 weeks max, because I'm going to make a completely different team for my final rematch with Cynthia, which I do plan to post on my YouTube page. I don't plan to do that on my story because I feel like that's like borderline super boss territory, and I want to keep that fight documented. Whatever happens, whether I body her or get bodied, I'm going to post that fight. So I feel like, and I'll also wrap up a chapter, right? Because if I'm able to beat her or get beat by the second strongest trainer in the entire franchise, but I say second because Volo's a thing, then I've proven my point that I don't think Cynthia will ever get stronger than she is in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So I feel like this will resolve the entire Cynthia arc. And if you guys don't know about that, basically a long time ago, I was talking trash about Cynthia, okay? I was saying that she's a strong trainer. I've never doubted that. I've never denied that. But what I did say is that Cynthia is not as hard as you remember her. She was hard because a lot of y'all started Pokemon in Gen 4. And I've made that clear that whoever your first champion was, that is probably your hardest fight. For me, it was Lance. Lance's entire team is weak to rock. Okay, so it's just that the fact that we have grown as players, that not to take anything away from Cynthia, because Cynthia's whole team isn't weak to rock like Lance, okay, but they are designed to be the hardest boss. They're the final challenge, your final hurdle in the game, so they're gonna be a cut above the rest. With Lance, for example, his entire team are basically dragons, and dragons, well, like I said, while they are weak to rock isn't a very common type back in Gen 2. And on top of that, dragons have a ton of resistances. So it's kind of hard to deal with that if you're not prepared for it. But as we've evolved as trainers and we've grown, then the value of those fights kind of diminish, which is kind of why I've been on this stance that Cynthia isn't that bad. And I've been going back to these games to prove that stance to people, that I'm not going to get bodied by Cynthia. Right now, we have a perfect record against Cynthia. The only time we have lost is to her ancient ancestor Volo. That's because that stupid Giratina kept spamming Shadow Force, and he raised his evasion. In fact, I literally could not hit him. All I had to do is hit him one more time, but that's right there. We're talk about it, okay? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. We're getting way off track. But basically, we have a couple more things to do in BDSP. You just gotta give me a little bit of time to grind up this new team. We'll take her on. We'll do the last little things I want to do, and that'll be another check off in the box, okay? After that, We are going back to Zero 4. I know. I have teased so many times that we're going back to Zero 4 and actually nothing happens with it, but I just don't like Zero 4, you guys. Like, I understand why people like it. I know Zero 4 has its fans. I'm just not one of them. And I know you guys have, and thank you guys. You guys are so respectful. You guys are like, well, just keep playing it, Salos. You might like it. I know it starts off rough, but look, I've played the Zero games my entire life. This has to be like my 50th run of Zero 4. I played these games religiously when I was a kid, okay? So, this is not a blind playthrough. This is not blind at all, but I do respect you guys, and thank you guys so much for not trying to spoil me. But I know how Zero 4 ends, and that's not why I don't like the game. If we're judging on the ending alone, the Zero series could not have ended any better. Spoilers, I guess, if you consider that a spoiler for the people who are watching it blind. But it's just, I just don't like the game, okay? And I don't feel like I need to justify it either. It's like we all have preferences in life, right? Like, some people like chocolate ice cream, some people don't like vanilla. Do you have to justify why you don't like vanilla and why you prefer chocolate ice cream? No, it's just a preference, and I just don't like Zero 4. I played it enough times to justify it that I just don't like it. So it's always and I say this because it's just every time I sit down to play the game, I just don't feel motivated to keep going. But for the sake of completionist, the sake of going through the whole saga before I get to the good stuff, ZX, well, I say good stuff because you guys know that Mega Man content is like so scattered over the years, right? So I have never played the ZX games because this happened with Star Force 3 and the ZX games. So the way that worked when I was a kid is that I would get to go to the game store at least like probably one time every 3 or so months, like at the end of every report card period, and depending on my grades, that would depend if I can get a new game or not. So that's at least like you get your mid results and your final results. So that's, I'll say, probably 4 times a year for the fall semester and spring semester, and then summer. Maybe if I'm lucky, I might be able to go once. So about 4 to 5 times a year, I get to go to the game store. So, and they're all spread out, right? So I would always plan to go to the game store, or I can always. It's not like when the report card happened. I was like, I had to go that day. I could always tell my parents when I wanted to go. So I would plan my visits around release dates. That's why that's how I got games on release day, right? So that's how I got Diamond and Pro the day it dropped. That's how I got Platinum and Black and White. That's another story for another day. I was a sneaky little kid. But yeah. So I say all that to say is that 2 times it happened with ZX and with Star Force 3 that so I'm not sure if this is still how it works. If you guys work at GameStop or whatnot, you can tell me. But it seems that back in the day, if a game wasn't that popular, they just wouldn't get that many copies of it. And not only would they not get that many copies of it, they are in no type of rush to get the copy itself. So it's not like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl or something where they know people are going to be lined up the second that the store opens, and they know people are going to want that new game. It's like a niche series like the Zero series. It's like, okay, we don't expect to sell that many copies of it, so just send it whenever. So it might get there the day that the second the store opens. It might get there that night. It might get there the next day. They don't really care because they know it's not going to make them a lot of money. So that's kind of what happened when I planned my visit to GameStop. When I got there too early and the games hadn't arrived yet. So I had to wait another 3 months, cross my fingers, and hope that no one else bought the few little copies they had. And of course they did, because Mega Man fans are small in numbers, but they still do exist. So by the time I got back there 3 or 4 months later, of course it was gone. So that was my shot, and I just lost it because I got to the store too early. So yeah, that's why I've never played the ZX games, because I just got there too early when the store games were open. So I say all this to say is that Mega Man content and brand new Mega Man content nowadays is not that new, but a lot of the Mega Man stuff coming out these days are collections and remasters or whatever. It's not like actual brand new Mega Man games. So whenever I come across a piece of Mega Man media that is like brand new, I eat that up. So I am so excited. I know a little bit about the ZX series, but when I say I don't know a lot, I really don't know a lot. So I'm like so excited to finally have new Mega Man content. And I don't know, YouTube does this weird thing that whenever I show remote interest in something, I won't even like type it. So I'm literally talking about it to people. And then YouTube's like, oh, you were talking about ZX the other day. Check out these ZX clips. And I'm like, no, YouTube, don't recommend ZX to me. Why now? It's like, is my phone listening to me or something? Is my phone like actually self-aware and listening to me speak? Because I do not type the words Mega Man ZX anywhere on the internet. I mean, I guess on my stories. I guess does that count? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying. So ZX, I'm really excited to play. 04, I'm not very excited to play. But before we get to ZX, we had to rewind again and go to Persona 5 Strikers, because that game went on hiatus, and that one was actually out of my control, you guys, because I don't know if you guys know, or that I didn't even update you guys on that, but basically my grandma died around that time when I stopped playing Persona 5 Royal, and I'll always remember the date. It was actually around this time last year, but it was the exact day that Pyra and Mythra dropped in Smash. And I remember I was sitting there spamming the check update button, and I ran to McDonald's to get some dinner because I didn't feel like cooking, and I had just left my parents' house, like literally just left them, and darted out because I had to deal with something I can't remember now. But I darted out the house, and I went to McDonald's to pick up some dinner, and then they're like, oh, Kelsey, well, you guys know my name now, but they're like, hey, Kelsey, we need you to come back to the house. And I'm like, why? And they're like, just come back home. And when I got there, my brother-in-law was there, my sister was there, and I was like, oh, this is something serious. So that's when they broke the news to me. And now, if you guys remember, that night I was planning to do a stream because I was trying to be the best Pyra Mythra in the world. But after I heard that news, I was like, you know what? Maybe tonight's not the best night to do all this. And it's not that I was grieving, because we all kind of knew that her time was coming. Like we literally told ourselves that her birthday was coming up. Her birthday is actually coming up at the end of the month, actually. So we all knew that the day was coming. So we all said that this is gonna be her last birthday. It was no secret. So we had plans to make this a really special birthday for her. So we had already mentally prepared that this was gonna be our last year with her. So when it actually happened, we were a little shocked, but I don't think anyone was really too caught off guard by it. So I say all that to say is that I wasn't grieving, but I was because of the whole coronavirus, that it was a virtual funeral, and I went to school for film and video, so I was in charge of running the entire funeral virtually. I posted, I edited, I made the video, I was talking to the funeral homes, getting stock footage from her pastor, getting audios, and it's a 50-minute video. I can actually link it in the description below. This might be an Instagram TV video. I'm not sure where I'm gonna post it, but if it is on YouTube, then I will link the video down below if you guys want to go see it. But I say all that to say is that I was just very busy. Not even the fact that I was grieving. I was just busy doing the funeral. So My days were I got off work, I went straight to my parents' house. I coordinated with my dad because he was the main speaker. I was recording his audio. We were talking to everyone in the family, getting all their clips together, and I would come home at 10 o'clock at night. I would go to sleep, wake up at 5 o'clock to go to work, and rinse and repeat the whole cycle all over again. So that was my life for about 4 months. So I literally had no time to post about Persona 5 Royal. And to a lesser extent, that's why only one episode of Sacred Stones was ever posted on my YouTube channel, because actually Sacred Stones was a weird case, because I played 3 or 4 chapters of Sacred Stones. I recorded it and everything. I progressed in the game. And I looked down and I saw I wasn't recording. So it's not even that. It was like, I mean, the funeral did kind of play a part of it as to why I didn't re-record it, but I had gotten so far in that game. And a lot of it was I didn't even know how to re-react, because like I said, I had gotten 4 chapters in. That's a pretty long time, and stuff happens within 4 chapters. So I thought I was recording like my raw reactions, and luckily the way I record is that my video and my audio are separate. So even though I wasn't recording the game, my audio was still safe. But it was kind of weird, like how do I match footage, because Fire Emblem is pretty RNG based. So I was talking about the gameplay on screen, and I was talking about stuff that didn't happen in my re-record. So I'm like, how do I go about getting this my authentic reactions to the story elements of the game, but the audio doesn't match because you cannot replicate a simulation of a Fire Emblem map because of all the RNG involved in it. So I didn't really know how to deal with that. I was trying to figure something out, and then the whole stuff with my grandma happened, and I was like, you know what, I don't have time. I'll deal with it later, and I never did deal with it. So Sacred Stones will come back. That's not on the list for today. I probably should have wrote that down, but it's not on the list. It's not on the list at the moment, but maybe down the line. We'll see. Maybe in the BDSP update we'll talk about it. But for now, we're gonna keep rolling. And the last game that I need to finish is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a very brief period where I was posting about Definitive Edition. And this is not a blind playthrough. I have played Xenoblade Chronicles. I played it twice now, actually. I played it once on the Wii. I played it another time on the 3DS, and this will be my 3rd time playing it. So I'm very familiar with the story. I'm not, you guys can talk about it, spoil it or whatever for me, but it's really Future Connected that I was interested in. And I know you have the option to skip the story and go straight into Future Connected, but I really just wanted to replay the story again to, you know, relive the memories. And now that I've played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, do some comparing and contrasting, because it has been a minute since I played the game. So it'd just be nice to refresh my memory, you know? I could jump into the new stuff, and I wouldn't really be lost. My memory might be a little hazy, but I'm sure it will come back eventually. But I just wanted to experience the new game that I bought. So we are going to go ahead and finish that one. So that's going to be way down the line after we finish BDSP, Persona 5 Royal, 04, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to do ZX or Xenoblade Chronicles first. I'm not sure. I feel like I should do Xenoblade first, because I did start Xenoblade. I just need to finish it. Now, these are the weird games in Limbo that I need to just go ahead and finish on my own time. But one of them is weird, because one of them is Pokemon Snap. And I remember I had no intentions whatsoever to post about this game. This is purely, I feel like Pokemon Snap, like what kind of content do you make with Pokemon Snap? I was just posting my pictures that I took, and because I was proud of them, and just some little story beats, like, because Todd's now your mentor, the kid from the first Pokemon Snap game. he's like showing you the ropes, and you have this rival kid, and you guys have a friendly rivalry going on. But I say all this because I didn't plan to post about it, but then I kept getting messages, not just from one person or two people. It was literally multiple people saying, so when's the Pokemon Snap Let's Play? And I'm like, wait, are you guys memeing or are you guys being serious? Like, no, we actually want to see what you think about this game. So I know Pokemon Snap is like so in the background now. I think most people have even forgot they made that remake. So let me guys know, do you guys actually want to see me post Pokemon Snap content? Because if not, then I'll just finish it on my own time. And speaking of games on my own time, Octopath Traveler, which that's just a canceled thing. I tried, you guys. You guys really tried to sell me on that game, but I just didn't enjoy it. I cannot say I enjoyed anything about that game. The story is just, it's like the people, like the whole group you're traveling with, they have the worst chemistry I've ever seen in a video game. It's like with the whole tavern conversations, it's like, yeah, it's cool that they talk to each other, but it's more like because they're traveling there, but they have no type of chemistry. It's like they just kind of they're kind of like following each other just because their goals kind of sort of in a way vaguely connects. But I couldn't get invested into the story. Their own individual stories are pretty good, but they have terrible chemistry. On top of that, grinding in that game is so stupid. It's like you can spend 2 hours grinding, literally, and you think that 2 hours, okay, I'm gonna be good for a while. That's enough for one boss. On the very next boss, you get to spend another 2 hours grinding for the next boss. And not to mention the boss battles themselves, and I'm like on the 3rd chapter of Therian or whatever. So I'm not even that far in the game, but on the third chapter of his story, that boss, it took me 50 minutes. I'm like, if that one, and then I died from it. So it's like, you spend so much time grinding, you spend so much time on boss battles, that it just feels like a colossal waste of time. So no, I did not enjoy that game at all. So I get people love the game, so I'm sorry if I'm ragging on the game so much, but I have dumped like 40 hours in that game, and I have not enjoyed a single second of it. And I think I can say, considering that some games out there, their entire playtime is 40 minutes, I think I'm entitled to say, after 40 hours of gameplay, I do not like the game. I gave it an honest shot. I wanted to like it, but I don't. So maybe one day I'll come back to it, but as of now, Octopath Traveler is dead to me. I was skeptic on it before. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I tried to make the best of it, and I regret it. I want my money back. So, all that to say is, that's kind of on the chopping block now. I'm just not going to, wow, landline. You know, sometimes I forget I have a landline phone. I don't even know my landline phone number, but, yeah, I don't know how that person got our number, but okay. Anyway, I got off topic again. So, Pokemon Snap is a maybe. Octopath Traveler is a heck no. And the last one, it was very split. That you guys said that you wanted to see a Final Fantasy playthrough because I got that game on sale for like $5. That was a pretty good deal, if you ask me. So I was going to play it, but I was like, do you guys want to see me play through it or just play it on my own time? And I think I'm going to make the executive call to play it on my own time, just because you guys see how big my backlog is already. So I don't need to be adding to that at all. So yeah, I was gonna push the big red button on that one. I hope you guys don't mind. Sorry, I know I gave you guys the option. It was 50-50, but yeah, that's gonna be happening in the background as well. So here are things that are what you can expect from me, like on the content creation side. Because I've said a lot of things in some random story posts that you guys might have forgotten about, or some of you guys haven't forgotten about. And some of them are kind of outdated, but I kind of just want to deliver on my promise. So here are the things that I'm currently working on the editor side. My live reaction to the Nintendo Direct. I recorded it. It's a 45-minute segment. I'm almost tempted to just dump the whole thing on my YouTube page and just call it a day. But that feels so lazy, because there are some segments, like, it is truly a raw reaction. There are some parts of the video where I'm completely silent for like 7 minutes straight. So I'm like, I can't just post this as is, because who's gonna watch that? I wouldn't watch that. And I always want to post a video that I would watch. And I'm not gonna sit there and post a video of me being silent for 7 minutes because I don't care about what's happening on the screen. When I say it's a live reaction, I'm not gonna, I've always said this, I don't fake hype. I know that's very common for YouTubers to do for videos and views and whatnot, but if I'm not hyped, I'm not gonna react to it. So there's parts of the direct where I was excited, so I talked about it. There are parts of the direct where I wasn't excited, so I didn't say anything about it. It was purely me watching the direct, and I was just, instead of thinking my responses, I just vocally said them. So I feel like that has to be edited. I cannot in my right conscience post that video as is. So I've been thinking about the best way to go about it, whether to do Instagram post style or a full-blown YouTube video. And concerning the length of this video, it's gonna have to be this one is specifically gonna have to be a YouTube video. So I don't know on that one, but I do plan to get that out there. And the other video that I'm planning on that you guys know about is my Why Bolo Works video, which is my full-blown, full dissection of why I feel like Bolo is an impactful battle. Because maybe I spoiled the video, but yes, I do have a pretty positive opinion on the Bolo fight. So I didn't, like I said, I feel I could have just made a one-off story post about it and be done with it. But I feel like there is so much to be said that it literally deserves its own video. So I'm done drafting the video. I've written out the whole script start to finish. Now I'm just gathering footage of the game and other games from other Pokemon games, because yes, I'm pulling everything for this video. So it kind of started as me, as I was just gonna be talking to the camera, and as I was in the pre-writing stage and drafting out the video itself, it just kind of became a project. So it's taking a lot longer than I expected. So just bear with me. The Bolo video is still in the works. It's just taking a lot longer than I gave it credit for, because as I started making the video itself, I just realized just how massive this video would be to produce. So bear with me, it's coming. Probably the longest running video on this channel at this point is my Sora montage, because if you guys go back a couple of months, you will see my reaction to Sora in Smash. And next to Mega Man, Sora is my favorite video game character of all time. And arguably, I would say I was more excited for Sora than Mega Man in Smash, who is my favorite video game character of all time. But the difference between Sora and Mega Man is that classic Mega Man I have no affinity towards. It's purely Mega Man.exe that I love, and to a lesser extent, Geo from Star Force. But if Geo made it into Smash, you best believe I would have lost my marbles over the EXE incarnation. But I feel nothing for classic Mega Man. I was very appreciative and very happy that Mega Man got in Smash, period. So I was still over the moon that he got in, but Sora is just Sora. There are no incarnations of him. He got in as he is. So in a way, I was more excited for Sora than Mega Man. So I wanted to do it justice, because back in the year 2013, when Mega Man got in Smash, I wasn't into content creation. I wasn't into video making. So I didn't know how to properly show that, because I had a friend. He knew how much Mega Man meant to me. He just sent me a video. It was blacked out. There was nothing to it. He said, just watch. He gave me no context whatsoever. And when I opened that video, I saw those Mega Man and Smash Brothers, I completely lost it. So Sora came close. He came very close. That's probably the closest you guys will ever get to that level of hype of me getting for a Smash Bros. Character. But I say all this because I want to mark this event as an occasion. And I want this Sora video. It's not just gonna be a montage or a collection of Smash Bros videos. I want this to be, like you guys have remember my Smash clips, right? Where I just kind of edit a bunch of clips together and throw some music in the background and do some ha-ha funny memes. No. I'm trying to make this Sora montage the best video I have ever made out of anything I've done. I'm talking about professionally. I'm talking about levels of what I did for my grandma's funeral, which again, I'll link that in the video, in the description below. I want this video to be a testament as my skill as an editor, as a content creator, because Sora deserves it. Sora is my boy, and I want to do him as much justice. So I don't care how long this video takes for me to make. I'm going to put my heart and soul into it. I'm going to make sure it is perfect. I'm not going to skip over anything. I had this video planned out from start to finish. I pre-wrote it, I've scripted it. It is not vocalized. It is literally just is literally a video, but I want this video to be an event, a milestone on my page. So I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes me the next 3 years to make this video a reality, but I am not going to rush this video because I want this video to be perfect. So I say all that to say that I hope you guys understand how much this boy means to me, that he's in Smash. I know I don't really play Smash Bros all that much, but yeah, this meant a lot to me. This meant so much to me. And it almost brought me back to Smash Brothers, but Smash Online sucks. Anyway, and the last thing I'm gonna talk about, because you guys have been with me for about 30 minutes now. If you guys made it to this far in the video, say, am I turtle enough for the turtle club? Turtle. Or just put a turtle emoji in the chat. I just want to know how many of you guys made it this far in the video. So if I see a turtle, I know you guys are turtly enough for the turtle club. So thank you guys if you guys made it this far, by the way. But the last thing I'm going to talk about, now I'm gonna let you guys go, is that I want to make Monster Hunter a part of my channel brand, because it happened with Xenoblade. I played, like I said, Xenoblade 1, it was kind of sort of a alright game to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love Xenoblade 1 to death. And I know there are some people who stand by this and will die for it, but it was just a game that I was like, when I was done, I was like, you know, that was a really good game. But after I was done, I never really went back to it. But Xenoblade 2 is what solidified that, no, this is one of my favorite video game series of all time. I love this game. I want to be a part of this community. I want to create content for this game. I love these characters. I'm so invested in this world. I want to do more for this series. So I kind of want to do the same for Monster Hunter. But the fact is, I don't know how many of you guys actually care about Monster Hunter. So my mission is to convert as many of you boys as possible to Monster Hunter. And you guys, I know I might be force-feeding content on you guys. I don't care. But if you guys love Legend Arceus, let me tell you guys will love Monster Hunter. And I'm a believer in show not tell. So I'm not gonna like put full-blown videos out there. They're gonna be like little small videos, maybe 1 to 2 minute videos, you know, really small, like snack size. You guys can watch them on your lunch break, or while you're standing in line at the grocery store, or while you're taking a dump on the toilet. I don't know when you're gonna watch it, but I want it to be very small. It's like, hey, guys, check out Monster Hunter. Check this clip out. Check this video out. And then maybe one day I'll drop like a 30-minute Monster Hunter video. But I'm just gonna be sneaking some Monster Hunter content you guys away, okay? So just bend over and take it. And with that, that's going to conclude my little pit stop on the channel. And I feel like this is going to be healthy going forward, because it'll give me a chance to properly articulate what I want to do going forward. I can show how we're coming along with the schedule. And at the same time, it benefits everyone. Like I said, you guys know what to expect. I know what to give. And since we're sort of pit stopping at the end of every project, we can see how things are going along, if adjustments need to be made, if there are any advancements in my life, or if there's anything personally going on that's going to alter the plan, then I can tell you guys in these pit stops. So I'm not going to wasting you guys more of your time. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this video. But if you guys made it to the end, like I said, Show your support in the Turtle Club. Show that you're the turtliest turtle out there. Turtle. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much. I'm about to get up out. It's me and your boy Salos. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you guys in the next BDSP video. Until then, deuces.